World Boxing Council Light Heavyweight Championship bout, which is scheduled for 15 rounds. This afternoon's championship bout is being promoted by Murad Muhammad Incorporated in association with the Playboy Hotel Casino, and is approved by both the World Boxing Council, Mr. Jean-Guy Prescott, supervisor, along with the New Jersey State Athletic Commission, the former heavyweight champion of the world, the Honorable Jersey Joe Walcott, Commissioner, Robert W. Lee, Deputy Commissioner. The physicians in attendance at ringside this afternoon, Chief Physician Dr. Frank B. Doggett, Dr. Stanley P. Rogers, and Dr. Paul T. Williams. The timekeeper at the bell is Roy Johnson, counting for the knockdown seconds, alternate referee Tony Perez. The judges for this afternoon's championship bout, Tony Castellano of New York, Eva Shane of New Jersey, and Charles Spina of New Jersey. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 15-round light heavyweight bout is referee Arthur Mercanti of New York. Introducing the principals. In the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with the black trim and the black lettering, he is weighing in at 174 3/4 pounds. From Camden, New Jersey, the challenger, the Camden Buzzsaw, Dwight Braxton. And his opponent in the red corner, wearing the black trunks with the gold trim and the gold lettering, he is tipping the scales at 174 1/2 pounds. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the World Boxing Council Light Heavyweight Champion, Saad Muhammad.
All right, we're about ready for the action. It's a 20-by-20 ring, 10-point must scoring system, 3 knockdown rule. Wave the tail of the tape being set before you. Again, Saad Muhammad had to take off 3 pounds this morning. That shows you the height differential and the reach edge that I've already referred to, but Braxton has a way of diminishing that edge. This one could be a war. It figures to be a tough fight. And Saad Muhammad's stamina, perhaps a key question. Arthur McCanny, the third man in the ring, the best there is in all the world at what he does. And the knockdown timer, the alternate referee, Tony Perez, himself a distinguished third man in the ring. The bell for the start of round 1. Now watch to see if Saad Muhammad keeps trying to work that jab to box the opponent, and thus, in a sense, change his style. Try to keep Braxton off.
Bring it up.
45 seconds into the fight, Saad Muhammad is at the moment wary, trying to use that left. We are using a new camera above ringside, just above it at ringside, and it operates by remote control, a development of the ABC engineering department. It was first used by us in the Holmes-Leon Spinks fight. The Holmes-Snipes fight, I should have said.
Keep that right hand high. Right hand high. Control it. Control it.
Obvious strategy by Saad Muhammad in this first round. Keep Dwight Braxton off him using the left jab, boxing. Wild amateurish lunge by Braxton. trying to get in to fight his fight the way he did against Rossman and against Scott.
Drop the jab, right hand jab. Bring it up.
30 seconds to go. Round one, counting down as you can see.
30 seconds. Bring it up. Bring it up. He's got the school. 15 seconds. Bring it up when you get inside. Bring it up.
End of the round to here. Well, he fought a very clever round.
Yeah.
He won the round. He used the left hand, kept him off him, and kept him at bay. Oh, he may knock him out. Hello. How are you, Eddie? Good round. Good round, Bilal.
Maintain eyes on him all the time.
Keep that left hand in his face. Keep that right. Don't keep it on your chest. Keep it here, right there.
Seconds out, seconds out.
All right, pal.
Back for round two. Between rounds, Sam Solomon, trainer, in Saad Muhammad's corner. You did exactly right. Keep that left hand in his face. Don't let him get inside of it. Strategy, ring tactics, so far, at least in planning, being established in the first round.
Watch him, Jim.
But Braxton will keep coming, or trying to.
Take your turn, Jim. Watch.
Bilal Muhammad is the manager of Saad Muhammad.
Hands up, Jim.
Quinzel McCall and Wesley Muzan are the co-managers of Braxton.
That's right, Jim. Manhandle. Control. 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 Top, Jim. Control. Over, Jim. Control.
Doubled up quickly on the left, Braxton did. Saad Muhammad's left hand held at his side, leaving him perhaps susceptible to the right. See where the left is?
Too low.
Just heard from the corner, perhaps, in the background. You've got your left hand too low, and Sam Solomon is right.
Too low.
More than halfway through the second round.
Watch him, Jim.
Good right by Saad Muhammad. Another good right. And the left one in there. He's fighting cleverly. Braxton not able to get to him. Using the left there, doubling with it. And saving the right for whatever. Another good right. He's fighting his way. And he may have hurt Braxton. No, Braxton grins and leers, saying, I'm not hurt. Forget it. But the one possible, oh, a good right by Braxton hurt Saad Muhammad. You saw it. He kept that left hand low once too often. And now Braxton is getting to him. And this is in the more familiar pattern of Braxton fights. Suddenly it happened with 40 seconds left in the round. The right that stunned Saad Muhammad. 10 seconds left in the second round. As suddenly the action grew. And he's gotten in 3 good rights and 1 good left, Braxton has. And he's pouring the blows on Saad Muhammad and hurting him. And the fighters go to their corners. Saad Muhammad. it too low, like Tommy Hearns, like a Manny Stewart fighter.
Keep your hands up, man. Keep your hands out.
You see me call it before they even did it, the corner?
Stay in the center. Stay in the center. Hands out.
The bell for round 3, and as I said, this one could be a war. Smiling and leering, Braxton waiting for the opportunity, quickly trying to double on the left. It suddenly became a war when Saad Muhammad continued to make the mistake of keeping that left hand at his side in the manner of Thomas Hearns. And Hearns paid for that against Sugar Ray Leonard. Yeah, 30 seconds into the 3rd round. Still fighting according to battle plan is Saad Muhammad. Boxing, trying to conserve himself. But once he was stunned by that initial right, he found himself wide open for a succession of blows, and he was hurt. But he has those remarkable recuperative powers. A warning about a low blow from Arthur McCanny, the referee, to Dwight Braxton. Now he's keeping his hands up, Saad Muhammad is.
Get out, champ. Over top, champ. Get out, champ. Come on, get out. Over, champ.
Working the left.
Come on, get out.
Boxing Braxton.
Watch it. Up. Up the champ. Up, hand up, the right hand over, champ.
Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, a close friend of Saad Muhammad's, a past light heavyweight champion himself, in Saad Muhammad's corner, imploring him to keep his hands up. Braxton getting in the left. Not once, but twice, and then a 3rd and 4th time. But Braxton, his head snapped back by a sharp Saad Muhammad left. Less than a minute to go in the 3rd round. In this round, Braxton not able to get, although he's trying here to get to Saad Muhammad, and he snaps Saad's head back with a left. Hard to fight off when he gets inside like that, Mr. Braxton is. Saad Muhammad staying in ring center. A good right to the kidney area. We'd like to alert our local stations along the line that at the end of this round, we will take a station break. We'll be back with more of the WBC Light Heavyweight Championship fight. This from our local stations. Is underway here in Atlantic City. WBC Light Heavyweight Championship at stake. Matthew Saad Muhammad, his 9th defense to the right of your screen. Dwight Braxton, the challenger, number 5 rated contender, now to the right. Trying to move inside and getting there more frequently as the 3rd round terminated. And remember the way he came on as the 2nd round was in its final moment. Good blows by Braxton on the inside, hurting Saad Muhammad. That's the way Braxton likes it. Get that head on the other man's shoulder and pummel away with those snapping blows that takes so much of your stamina away and hurts so much. He's got a body carved in concrete, Braxton does. Against the ropes, he continues his attack. Saad Muhammad getting the punishment. But we've seen this pattern so many times before. When will it be once too many? Uppercuts snapping Saad Muhammad's head, as you saw. Good right lead by Saad Muhammad, then a left. But Braxton's doing the damage in this round. Now Saad Muhammad trying to come to life. Blood coming out of Saad Muhammad's nose, all over his upper lip. Yes, it is a war. Less than a minute to go in the 4th round. Look at Braxton laying it on Saad Muhammad. Braxton is the one pinioned in the corner, but the one doing the punching. Saad Muhammad trying to come to life, and did with a good right. But Braxton is having a tremendous round. Look at the blood coming out of Saad Muhammad's nose. Now Braxton going down to the midsection just momentarily. Once he's positioned inside, he uses the uppercut effectively, as you have seen. That's the end of round 4, and we'll go to Saad Muhammad's corner. Wiping out off the blood immediately, coming out of the nose. Braxton's infighting, a terrific early 4th round attack. Watch. Right and the left. Another right. Man pinioned in that corner. It was Braxton who threw the furious blows with Saad Muhammad's face and head. The target.
Get tired, man. Get tired.
Saad Muhammad being spoken to in his corner.
Ready?
Sam Solomon, Adolf Rataka, Salim El Amin. Those are the men in Saad Muhammad's corner.
He's tired, son. He's tired. He's dead tired.
There's Braxton. And the bell for round 5. That's what's at stake. You saw what Mercani said. They can boo him, but they don't know what they're booing about. Arthur Mercani keeps better position and control of a fight than any referee within my memory. And I'm in this business 30 years and more. 45 seconds into the 5th round. Saad Muhammad trying to answer back, trying to recapture the control of the fight that he showed in the 1st round when he used his left so effectively. Braxton will have none of it. Working more often where he can to the midsection. One must wonder if this time Saad Muhammad will not have the recuperative powers of the past. Look at that right lead. Muhammad holding his left low again. Braxton hurt him. Less than a minute left in this, the 5th round. blood flow has not been reopened by Braxton from Saad Muhammad's nose. Mustafa Muhammad imploring Saad to keep those hands up, meaning specifically the left. Half-minute left. The end of an action-packed 5th round and an action-packed fight.
Move side to side, Saad. He can't do nothing to you. Both ways. Move side to side. He's lost. He's lost.
See? Let you throw the right hand and he's countering that. You're not countering with your punches.
Move side to side. He can't do nothing. He's lost, Saad. Move side to side. Side to side, Saad. He's lost. He's lost.
Round 6, Matthew Saad Muhammad against Dwight Braxton, and the two have really been going at it. WBC light heavyweight crown at stake. Braxton is proving himself a worthy contender.
Watch him, champ. Keep your mind on him. Keep down, champ. Don't put him over, champ.
Staying the aggressor.
Use the left hand. Use that jab, champ. Come on, use it. You got it, champ. You got it. Use that.
Good right again by Braxton. The most telling blow of the round. And that opens Saad Muhammad up to another onslaught by Braxton. See it there in the infighting, and again. That's the familiar Braxton position. Head on the opponent's shoulder. A minute to go in the 6th round.
Both hands, champ. Back it out of there. Both hands, use that jab, champ. Come on. Both hands. Come on, man. Get up. Both hands. Right hand on top.
You saw that left spin Saad Muhammad's head back. Wild right that missed by Braxton, a left that connected, and Saad Muhammad trying to continue with boxing basics, using the left jab to keep Braxton at bay, but not succeeding as he did at the very start of the fight. First to the belly, then to the head, and more blood from the nose, and Braxton all over Saad Muhammad. The end of the round. Now we'll stay here live in Atlantic City, New Jersey. There's the blood being wiped away again from Saad Muhammad's nose.
What are you waiting for? When you going to get him?
Sam Solomon talking to Saad Muhammad. When are you going to get him? Bilal Muhammad, the manager, coming over to look at my scoring, which is strictly subjective of toss, as you're looking again at Braxton giving it to Saad Muhammad. I have Braxton slightly ahead at this point. But when one scores cards, and you saw that grinning leer from Braxton as he left Saad Muhammad in ring center at the end of the round, and you can see the confidence in Braxton's face. The Camden buzzsaw, they call him, because he so often fights. All 5 feet 6.5 inches of him from a crouch, and presents often a difficult target. Remember, those of you who follow boxing, the terrible punishment Saad Muhammad took from Yaqui Lopez. But then he KO'd Lopez in the 14th, knocking him down 4 times. Good right by Braxton, and that fatal deficiency. There's a left, keeping that left too low.
Get out! Double that jab up, champ! Get out! Get out! Get out! Hands up! Hands up! Get out sometime!
Minute into round 7. Blood from the left nostril again of Saad Muhammad. Can't make breathing easy. Eye of Braxton is puffing considerably from that left jab of Saad Muhammad's. Seconds left in round 7. The action speaking for itself. You saw that uppercut shoot Saad Muhammad's head up, and another one. Once Braxton is inside of you, and again a quick snapping right.
Get out, bro! Come on, get out! Get out!
That's when Braxton can chew you up. Working the right uppercut there as much as he could. And the left.
Get out! Get out! Get out!
And we are approaching the end of the 7th round of this WBC light heavyweight title fight. I don't know if this time he'll be able to come back.
Use that jab, Saad. It's so easy when you use the jab. It's easy.
All right, let's look at that left that hurt Saad Muhammad. There it was. Sam Solomon as we begin round 8, just saying to Saad Muhammad, you're blowing the title, man. Yes, it is round 8. And Braxton has been all over Saad Muhammad for the last 4 rounds. Will the stamina be there throughout this fight? Will Saad Muhammad be able to come back? Has the weight loss affected that stamina? There is no as you can see in Saad Muhammad, he is essentially flat-footed. A minute and 10 seconds into round 8. And for the 5th straight round, the pattern has been unchanging. It has been Braxton all over the champion. Uppercut. Right leads over a low left hand. A left hand getting in there occasionally and hurting the champion. Like that, for instance, and that. No movement from Saad Muhammad. Outbox a man, you basically got to have movement. There's that right lead. Blood again pouring out of Saad Muhammad's nose. And Braxton knows what his opportunity is here now. In the short uppercuts. Incessant blows by Dwight Braxton. The leather keeps coming. 25 seconds and counting down, as you can see. Round 8. I'll be astounded if there is any resiliency here. It's a hell of a fight. We are back live in Atlantic City, round 9, and Bilal Muhammad, the manager of Matthew Saad Muhammad, is shaking his head. He too is concerned that this time his fighter will not have the resiliency of the past. There doesn't seem to be any snap, any spark. Braxton's tactics are unwavering. Left doubled up on Saad Muhammad's face. Already the blood from Muhammad's nose. A minute into the 9th round. We'd like to alert our local stations along the line that at the end of this round we'll take a station break. And there is Braxton at it again. Blood all over the desk. In front of your reporter. Applause Saad Muhammad. Get off, get off. But that left jab amounts to a paw now. Terms of punishment registered. Arthur McCanny has no voice in the scoring, only the judges. But he has a marvelous method for scoring a fight. He breaks a round down into 3 separate minutes. And I'd like to see how he would be scoring this fight. Saw those 2 lefts. target practice now. For a while, the left pawing held him at bay. Now, inside, look at that. And we will be back with more of the WBC World Light Heavyweight Championship fight after this word from our local stations as we await the windup of the 9th round.
Hey, Matt. Matt, we're losing this fight. We're 4 rounds down. You gotta pull out these rounds. You got to pull these rounds out. Matt, you got to pull this out.
You gotta punch with him. Punch with him.
You hold tight for 1 minute.
You don't want to lose that chance. Get out there.
Use that jab, Saad. It's so easy when you use the jab.
All right, let's look at that left that hurt Saad Muhammad. There it was. Sam Solomon as we begin round 8, just saying to Saad Muhammad, you're blowing the title, man. Yes, it is round 8, and Braxton has been all over Saad Muhammad for the last 4 rounds. Will the stamina be there throughout this fight? Will Saad Muhammad be able to come back? Has the weight loss affected that stamina? There is no movement, as you can see, in Saad Muhammad. He is essentially flat-footed. A minute and 10 seconds into round 8. And for the 5th straight round, the pattern has been unchanging. It has been Braxton all over the champion. Uppercut. Right leads over a low left hand. A left hand getting in there occasionally and hurting the champion. Right there, for instance, and there. No movement from Saad Muhammad. Outbox a man, you basically got to have movement. There's that right lead. Blood again pouring out of Saad Muhammad's nose. And Braxton knows what his opportunity is here now. In the short uppercuts. Incessant blows by Dwight Braxton. The leather keeps coming. 25 seconds and counting down, as you can see. Round 8. I'll be astounded if there is a back live in Atlantic City. Round 9, and Bilal Muhammad, the manager of Matthew Saad Muhammad, is shaking his head. He too is concerned that this time his fighter will not have the resiliency of the past. There doesn't seem to be any snap, any spark. Braxton's tactics are unwavering. Left doubled up on Saad Muhammad's face. Already the blood from Muhammad's nose. A minute into the 9th round. We'd like to alert our local stations along the line that at the end of this round we'll take a station break. And there is Braxton at it again. Blood all over the desk in front of your reporter. Corner implores Saad Muhammad, get off, get off. But that left jab amounts to a paw now. Terms of punishment registered. Arthur McCanny has no voice in the scoring, only the judges. But he has a marvelous method for scoring a fight. He breaks a round down into 3 separate minutes. And I'd like to see how he would be scoring this fight. Saw those 2 lefts. Is having more target practice now. For a while, the left pawing held him at bay. Now, inside, look at that. And we will be back with more of the WBC World Light Heavyweight Championship fight after this word from our local stations as we await the wind-up of the 9th round.
Hey, Matt. Matt, we're losing this fight. We're 4 rounds down. You gotta pull out these rounds. You got to pull these rounds out. Man, you got to pull this out.
You gotta punch with him. Punch with him.
You hold tight for 1 minute.
All right, round 10 underway, but first some of the punishment Saad Muhammad took in the last round. Here in round 10, Bilal Muhammad, Saad Muhammad's manager, told him between rounds, champ, you're at least 4 rounds behind. You've got to fight with him. You're losing this fight. It's almost over.
Get up! Get up! Get up! Get off the rope! Get off! Get off of there!
You stay on the ropes that way. You let Braxton lay his head upon your shoulder, and you're asking for it.
Get your foot right! Get your foot!
There is no foot movement in Saad Muhammad. No sign of a late comeback yet. Loving blows by Braxton. Blood again from Saad Muhammad's nostrils. And a constant flow from the 4th round on. The chants of the crowd speak for themselves. Two stunning lefts by Braxton, and a third as Saad Muhammad was attempting to keep him away with repeated jabs. But the punishing blows by Braxton. A minute, 2 minutes and 5 seconds into the 10th round.
Get off the rope! Get off the rope!
Saad Muhammad's corner imploring him to get off the ropes, and now Saad Muhammad trying to rally back. But Braxton quickly, first to the midriff and then up with those same short, snapping blows. And he is in deep trouble, and he goes down. 5, 6, 7, 8. The fight continues. Remember, the 3 knockdown rule is waived. There is nothing but blood now on Saad Muhammad's upper lip. This time, he appears ready to lose his title. They're going in. They're trying to stop the fight. That's it. Arthur McCanny stops it. The corner went in to try to protect Matthew Saad Muhammad. There was no resiliency, no recuperativeness. Not today. Dwight Braxton, a tough cookie, 5 feet 6.5 inches tall, with a reach of only 71 inches. 28 years of age, is the new WBC World Light Heavyweight Champion. From Camden, New Jersey, the Camden Buzzsaw. You heard him say in the pre-fight interview, the man has a perfect style for me. Well, he apparently was right. Let's look at the knockdown again. But we will always have to conjecture with the notion that that last-minute weight loss also had something to do with it, taking no credit away from Dwight Braxton. And then the mysterious question, how could he have been over? Were the scales wrong, the way he told us in the pre-fight interview? But that was the knockdown, and as quickly as possible, we will get Dwight Braxton to our position at ringside. Right here is where the fight was stopped. A continuous pummeling, incessant blows from the 4th round on. Arthur McCanny stopping it, even before, as you see, the corner man trying to get to his fighter to protect him from further damage. Yes, that man is the WBC light heavyweight champion of the world. Next question. When will there be a unification match between him and Michael Spinks, the Olympic gold medal winner, middleweight classification, who is at ringside here tonight, and who's standing now right at ringside telling everybody who will listen that he is the true champion. And so, in the midst of the usual furor in ring center, we will break for this commercial moment, and then we'll be back. Who we got to go up there and get him? Ray getting him? Dwight! You get out of the chair. Dwight! 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 I need him right now! Dwight! I need you right now! Come on down! Dwight, Dwight! Dwight! I only got a minute. I need you right now. Are you all right?
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Arthur Mercanti
my towel. Boy, I think I've been hit by a sledgehammer. Give me my towel.
All right, we're back live at ringside, and the happy new champion, Dwight Braxton. You said he had the perfect style for you, and I think you proved it.
Right, I knew it was going to be a hard fight. I knew he would hit me. I knew it. I know he'd take a lot of punishment. Look at the blood on you. You know what I mean? But the man is good. He's a great champion. I knew what I was in for, but I came ready. I'm the Camden Buzzsaw. Look at this. Right on my robe.
The Camden Buzzsaw. All right, very quickly. You really took over. In the first round, he troubled you with the jab. Troubled you again in the third. But from the fourth round on, you took over that fight, my friend.
He was jabbing. He got a hard jab. He kept me at bay. But I knew I had to take something to give some. I knew what type of fighter he was. He wasn't backing up. I had to keep my eyes on him all the time and pick my shot. I wasn't going to waste myself. I was going to be there for 15 rounds. For 20 if I had. I wanted this.
And you were.
I thank Allah. I thank Allah. I fear nothing but Allah. Remember that. That's my success.
Let's look at that knockdown just before the end here.
Look, I know he was taking shots, but I knew he wouldn't take the shot. I was sharp. I kept my eyes on him. Oh, that's a knockout. But
that was the knockout.
Through the whole fight, he gave it to me and I took it. I kept my eyes on him. Look at it. But I know he was only human. I'm glad he stopped it because he would have been hurt real bad. I've seen him go a couple times, but he just got stamina.
My friend, you've come a long way and you've made a whole new life for yourself.
Thank Allah. All praise
again.
due to Allah. I thank Allah. I fear nothing but Allah. Allah the nurse and the sustainer.
Congratulations to you. And so, Dwight Braxton is the new WBC light heavyweight champion of the world. You can understand his jubilation as you look at the ending again. Back to Jim Lampley in New York.
Witherspoon refused to fight, so instead we will show you last Saturday night's WBC World Light Heavyweight title rematch between the champion Dwight Braxton and Matthew Saad Muhammad. This is a title that Braxton fought savagely to retain. We'll show you some action from the second round. Braxton with his back toward you. He had taken the championship away from Matthew Saad Muhammad late last year. But since then, Saad Muhammad has changed trainers. He has a new style that features the old Floyd Patterson peekaboo. He says that Dwight Braxton did not see the real Matthew Saad Muhammad. We will see how they make out. And then Braxton and Saad Muhammad are in our studios, and after we show you that fight, we will be talking to both of them and about their plans for the future. Continue on CBS Sports Sunday in just a moment. The WBC light heavyweight champion Dwight Braxton, Matthew Saad Muhammad stepped back into the ring for a rematch of their fight last December in which the title changed hands. Though not at the fight, our Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy have closely covered the careers of both men, and today Tim and Gil are on hand to trace the backgrounds of the two fighters. Tim?
All right, Brent. Gil, let's go back first of all when we saw Dwight Braxton against Mike Rossman. He was on the rise, that fight here on CBS. Then he goes on to win the title from one of the outstanding champions of his time, Matthew Saad Muhammad. There were a lot of people who weren't believers in Dwight Braxton even after he won the title. They thought, well, if there's a rematch, they'd have to back Saad Muhammad. How did you feel about Braxton going into last week's rematch?
Well, Tim, Braxton has shown steady improvement every time out. Really a good fighter. And he beat Matthew Saad Muhammad, became champion of the world, and once you become a champion, you always improve more. So I expected to see a better Braxton this time out.
Well, of course, Matthew said he wasn't in the best shape for that fight, had to get down to the weight to make it and so on. He fought a tune-up. After losing the title, he beat Pete McIntyre in 2 rounds and looked good doing it. What did you expect from him in the rematch?
Yeah, Tim, well, Matthew Saad has been through a lot of tough fights and a lot of tough Philadelphia gym wars. They wear you out. Once a Philadelphia fighter starts to go downhill, he very seldom reverses it. I didn't expect too much from Matthew Saad Muhammad.
Well, he's had a most exciting and interesting career in and out of the ring. Let's go back and learn more about his boxing career and the life of Matthew Saad Muhammad. Matthew won the World Championship from Marvin Johnson in a bloody battle at Indianapolis, the second of 2 grueling tests with Johnson, and this time Franklin stopped him in the 8th round, despite painful cuts around both eyes. Once champion, he took the Muslim name Saad Muhammad and began a new quest for his true identity. As a 5-year-old boy, Matthew had been left by an older brother on the Franklin Parkway in Philadelphia, where he was found by police. Raised by foster parents as Matthew Franklin, it became his goal to find out who he really was. A newspaper ad asking for help brought a reply from a neighbor of Matthew's real family, and his own investigators were led to his birth certificate and to his sister's. Matthew is now certain of his identity.
So I believe that I am Maxwell Loach. It's been so long, but I've talked to each individual, and they have told me a lot of things that I have never discussed.
In the ring, Matthew's identities as Matt Franklin, Maxwell Loach, and Saad Muhammad merge into one consistently tough champion, seemingly making every title defense a Perils of Pauline adventure, absorbing an early beating, and then rallying back to score a knockout victory. One of the most compelling of these was 1980's Fight of the Year against Yaqui Lopez. Finally, a 14th round knockout win. There were similar victories, one at a heavy cost. Slick boxer Vonzell Johnson going 11 rounds before Muhammad stopped him. Outclassed Canadian Murray Sutherland lasting 9 rounds before he was dropped. And always the question remained, how often could Matthew Saad Muhammad continue to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat? But he seemed invincible.
He did, but of course every fighter seems to meet his match. In this case, it turned out to be Dwight Braxton.
Tim, I don't know about invincible, because every time Matthew went in the ring, it would look like he was going to lose and they'd pull it out. I don't think that's invincible.
Well, Dwight Braxton didn't believe it either. And like Matthew Saad Muhammad, he himself has had a most interesting career. A little different one, as you'll find out here when we look back at him.
These are the mean streets of Camden, New Jersey, where Baltimore-born Dwight Braxton was raised with 12 brothers and sisters. Product of a broken home, Braxton hustled and scuffled in the streets, was in and out of reform schools, and almost inevitably wound up in prison. Rahway State Prison in New Jersey, where another convict, James Scott, had made a name for himself as a boxer. Braxton did the same, and when he was released in 1977, he turned pro, winning 13 of his first 15 fights and getting his first big opportunity against Mike Rossman here on CBS. The Camden buzzsaw, as he had been dubbed, overwhelmed the former world champion, and as Rossman lay dazed on the canvas in the 7th round, Braxton's dreams of escape from poverty and prison became the reality of a chance at being world champion.
Would you have a preference if you do get a choice as far as Mustafa Muhammad or Matthew Saad?
I'll fight them both on the same night. They won't go the distance.
And so finally came the chance for Braxton and the inevitable vulnerability of the seemingly invincible Matthew Saad Muhammad. Utilizing his pressing buzzsaw attack to perfection, Braxton battered Muhammad for most of the fight, knocking him down in the 10th round. Muhammad was later to say he had difficulty making the weight for this fight and was not properly prepared. But Braxton was prepared. And finally, referee Arthur McCanty steps in, deciding there will be no remarkable comeback for Muhammad this day. Muhammad had met his match in the diminutive and determined Dwight Braxton, now the WBC light heavyweight champion of the world. The dream had become reality.
But because he had beaten such a distinguished champion in Matthew Saad Muhammad, it was almost as though Dwight Braxton still had something to prove in the rematch, even though he was now the defending champion. We'll be back with round 1 of last week's fight in just a moment.
For the WBC Light Heavyweight Championship of the World from the Spectrum in Philadelphia, the champion Dwight Braxton making his second title defense against the former champion Matthew Saad Muhammad. You see the height advantage for Saad Muhammad, and yet there is only a 1-inch reach differential between the two fighters, with the advantage going also to Matthew Saad Muhammad. There is the champion Dwight Braxton. He has made one successful title defense, a 6th round knockout of Jerry Martin in March of 1982 in Las Vegas. The former champion Matthew Saad Muhammad, who won the title from Marvin Johnson back in April of '79. 8 successful title defenses, many of them wars, and then the upset, December of 1981, Dwight Braxton scoring a 10th round knockout to lift the crown. On the comeback trail, Matthew Saad Muhammad has had one fight, a 2nd round knockout of Pete McIntyre in April of this year.
And Gilly claims that he wasn't really in the best of shape for that Braxton fight. He had a good showing against McIntyre, and he believes he's in tip-top condition, weighing in exactly at 175 for this title bout tonight.
Tim, it's nobody's fault but his own that he wasn't in shape. But Braxton, or at least he claims he wasn't in shape. But we know he did have a big problem making the weight on the day of the fight, and that could have been a factor. Tonight, he looks like he's in beautiful condition. His body looks just great.
Matthew Saad Muhammad in the red trunks, Dwight Braxton in the long blue trunks. And the referee is Carlos Padilla from Las Vegas, Nevada, scoring for the WBC Championships on a 10-point must system. The Camden Buzzsaw starting off early here. Braxton boring in on Matthew Saad, who seems content in the early going here to box and jab.
A lot of times in championship fights, the first round is a feel-out round, but Braxton has already threw a couple of real dangerous punches. Dangerous to him and dangerous to Matthew Saad. If he misses and gets counted, he could be hurt. There he left himself wide open again, winging a right hand, but no reply from Matthew Saad.
First good punch of the fight landed by Braxton, a right hand. Born in Baltimore, raised in Camden, New Jersey, one of 13 children, learned his boxing in prison. Had no amateur career. Matthew Saad had 29 amateur bouts. And of course, his story well documented. From Philadelphia, left on the streets of Philadelphia, raised by a Portuguese couple, and just recently, 15 months ago, found out his true identity. Former Matthew Franklin, now Matthew Saad Muhammad, trying to win back the WBC light heavyweight championship. And of course, being from Philadelphia and Braxton from Camden, New Jersey, fans supporting both fighters here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia.
Matthew Saad is trying to pump that jab out, but so far it hasn't been very effective. He's missing, and he's a little short with his jab.
Those might be the longest trunks in championship history for Braxton as he bores in on the former champion and now backs him into the ropes with a two-fisted attack. Hasn't landed a good clean punch, but he has had Muhammad on the defensive.
One thing about Braxton, he doesn't get discouraged if he misses a punch. He comes right back, wings two more, he may miss two more, but then he punches again.
Outstanding condition for Dwight Braxton, who weighed in at 174.5. Landed a good left hand, and that batters Muhammad back into the ropes. Braxton missing some, but landing some, and look at that. A big grin for Matthew Saad Muhammad, and the bell, well, no, the time isn't up. Referee Padilla seemed to hear a bell. There's Braxton on a stool, but the round is not over. And quickly, the boxers are back out, ready to go. Apparently, referee Padilla heard a bell of some kind, but it was not the timekeeper's official bell. There you see the time remaining, final seconds of this first round. There's the end of the first round with Dwight Braxton, another grin for Saad Muhammad. Scheduled for 15, the WBC Light Heavyweight Championship. The champion, Dwight Braxton, in the long blue trunks. The challenger and former champion in red, Matthew Saad Muhammad. Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy, and certainly Gil, that first round has to go to Braxton on his aggressiveness, although he did not really land any damaging blows, but he had Muhammad on the defensive.
Tim, it's amazing what becoming champion of the world can do for a fighter. You know, he walks around the street, he goes to the candy store, and everybody says, "Hey, champ, how are you?" Somehow it pumps them up, and they can become a better fighter by at least 25%. There's 3rd and 7 in Muhammad's 20-yard line, Tim.
Well, Dwight Braxton is known as the Camden Buzzsaw. He'll try to get right on your chest any way he can. That time he caught Muhammad backing up. Wound up, piled up in the ropes with him. There's that right hand of Muhammad, an awesome weapon as he tried to set it up with a jab and land that big right hand, but so far he's been unable to get a good clean shot in with it.
Well, for Matthew to be effective, Tim, he has to start landing that jab. It has to be a good snapping punch. Right now, Braxton is slipping the punches. The only target that he gives Matthew Saad is the forehead and those two big shoulders, and his head moves around. It looks like a cork bobbing in the ocean.
Braxton landed a good right hand in that last exchange. Muhammad, with a new trainer, Steve Traits, trying to, a big right hand by Dwight Braxton, wobbled Matthew Saad Muhammad. Now he ties up Braxton. Braxton trying to spring to the advantage. A good combination lands. Again, driving Muhammad to the ropes.
I like the way Braxton went from the head back to the body as soon as Matthew went back to the rope. Pumped 2 good body shots in there, Tim. That opens up the head all over again.
More than midway through the round, and Braxton with Muhammad in a bit of trouble here in round number 2. Now Muhammad covering up well, smothering the punches of Braxton. Wild swinging left miss by the champion.
But see, when he misses, Tim, he doesn't have to pay for it because Matthew Saad is not countering those big misses.
Muhammad got in a left jab there, the first good stiff one he scored on the champion Braxton, and apparently Matthews recovered from that wobbling right-handed punch of Braxton's earlier in this round. Referee is Carlos Padilla. Good solid left landed by Muhammad. He just gets a grin back from Braxton saying it didn't hurt me, and he lands a right hand.
There's that champion's confidence, Tim.
Braxton pouring it on again to the body and the head.
Notice he's at the side of Muhammad. Muhammad really doesn't know where he is.
Under 30 seconds to go, round number 2. Braxton springs off the ropes after Muhammad. Coming to the end of round number 2, a right-hand lead from Braxton. Again, he has Muhammad in trouble on the ropes. Scoring twice inside in the final seconds of this round. Braxton pouring it on. And that's the end of round number 2, another big one for the champion. Matthew Saad Muhammad taking some punishment in that second round. Let's go back and look at that big right hand that staggered him, Gil.
What happened, Tim, is Braxton nails him with a good right hand, but his feet were out of position. He staggered back and almost went down.
So it's another good round for the champion, Dwight Braxton. Matthew Saad Muhammad, and oh, he's barely off his stool. Dwight Braxton, the champion, right there as soon as Muhammad stood up, pounding away here at the beginning of round number 3.
Tim, in Muhammad's corner, they told him inside to hold on to Dwight Braxton. But how do you hold on to a buzzsaw, Tim? He's not paying any attention. He's not trying to hold on now. He's just trying to survive, and he's trying to punch back.
The Camden buzzsaw from Camden, New Jersey, the champion, Dwight Braxton, pouring it on here early in round 3. Braxton in blue, Muhammad in red, a solid left landed by Braxton.
So far, all of Muhammad's punches have been punches that have been thrown down. Against a short guy like Braxton, what you have to do is throw a jab, feint, and punch up. Muhammad's best punch has always been that straight right hand to the head, but against this guy, it's just about useless. You can't hit this little guy with those right hands. There, he just missed another one.
5'6"3/4", the height of the champion, Braxton, and misses a wild left hook and then smiles after he does. 5-inch height advantage, but it isn't helping Muhammad at all. That left backed him into the ropes, and Braxton throwing punches again.
And Muhammad is trying to punch with him, Tim, and that's impossible inside with this guy.
Good solid combination landed by Braxton. For every 2 he misses, he gets a couple of more right behind them that score. Muhammad looking weary early here, lands 2 good body shots, but again, they're just shrugged off by Braxton. Padilla, the referee, separates him, and a right-hand lead lands by Braxton right off the break. Braxton pounding away, almost a will. Down goes Muhammad. A solid left hand, sending Matthew Saad Muhammad to the canvas. Here in round 3, he's up quickly and apparently all right, Gil.
Tim, they were beautiful combinations thrown by Braxton that set up that left hook. He was going to the body, back to the head, back to the body. You just don't know. He's hitting you from everywhere.
Now Braxton doesn't come storming after him as you might expect. Maybe he realized that, well, he is in control here, that he didn't really hurt Muhammad badly with that punch. He's being patient now.
Tim, believe me, Muhammad is being hurt by every punch this Braxton throws, this buzzsaw from Camden.
Now Matthews trying to use that jab to keep Braxton off. Braxton resting a little bit here. He sticks his tongue out at him here in the 3rd round. Under 30 seconds to go. Now Braxton boring it again, driving Muhammad into the ropes.
Comes at him like a Sherman tank.
Time winding down in round 3. Muhammad has been on the deck in this round, and again he's knocked back with another combination. Final seconds of the 3rd round. The knockdown round scored by the champion, Dwight Braxton. Gil, let's go back and take a look at it as we see Matthew Saad Muhammad in his corner.
Tim, here we see a right hand and a left hook behind it. That's a well-schooled fighter. When you throw those punches in bunches, that's what does the job.
A left hand sending him to the canvas. Let's look at it from another angle. We'll see that combination again, Gil.
Here we come. He's looking to set it up. There's that right hand and a hook off it. Another right hand and another hook.
Boy, that first right hand did the damage. And down goes Muhammad with round 4 coming up.
Hands high. Right after the bell. Hands high, you hear me? Right after the bell. Come on. Matthew, turn the punches up. Turn them up. Hands up.
The corner of the challenger, Matthew Saad Muhammad, round 4.
In the corner, they told Muhammad that he has to turn his punches up and he has to fight with Braxton. We mentioned earlier that that's the only way to nail this little guy, Braxton, by bringing your punches up. Now let's see if Muhammad does it. Right now, he's still trying to throw straight punches.
The challenger was wobbled in round 1. He was down in round number 3, and the champion, Dwight Braxton in blue, is in control in the early going of this scheduled 15-round championship bout.
Tim, the thing that amazes me about Braxton is the fact that he's so heavily muscled and he can still punch so quickly and so accurately. Most times, guys with big muscles, they're one-punch guys, and they're slow punches, but not Braxton.
Well, the builds aren't exactly similar in terms of muscle. He does remind people in style and in size of Smokin' Joe Frazier. What do you think about that?
Well, I would have to say that Braxton is more of a Rocky Marciano. There's a lot of similarities. They both started their professional career late. Neither guy feels embarrassed when he misses the punches. He comes right back and punches. That was Marciano's trademark. He'd miss you by 2 feet with the right hand and come back and knock you cold with the left hook. Braxton does that quite often.
Matthew Saad Muhammad still unsuccessful here, landing those big punches, the long ones. Braxton keeps pressing, pressing, pressing. The champion in blue, Dwight Braxton from Camden, New Jersey, born in Baltimore. Matthew Saad Muhammad, born in Philadelphia. Lives in a suburb there now. Braxton lands a combination again, backing up the challenger. Another combination scoring. Braxton pouring it on. Muhammad just trying to cover up here. He looks tired.
Look how accurate that Braxton is with those combination punches, Tim. They come like lightning and they're accurate.
The 4th round, no let-up from Braxton.
Muhammad is still trying to hit him with that overhand right hand. Tim, he should forget about that altogether. Well, he did land one that time, but not too much force on it. For every one he lands, he misses 4.
Well, plus he hasn't moved Braxton back at all. Braxton just stands there and takes the punch, keeps coming forward. The few that Muhammad lands, and now Braxton with a pair of combinations that send Muhammad staggering across the ring. Braxton pouring it on. Carlos Padilla watching closely here, but Muhammad again in trouble.
Tim, he's in deep trouble. That Braxton is a tiger tonight. Can't miss a punch. He's having some night.
Dwight Braxton again with another scoring combination, just knocking Muhammad from one side of the ring to the other. Under 20 seconds to go in round 4. Been all Braxton again this round. A couple of punches landed early by Muhammad. That's been about it. Final seconds of the 4th round. Champion Dwight Braxton seemingly in control as the bell sounds, ending round number 4. Round number 5, there is Braxton out in the middle of the ring, ready to go before Muhammad is even off the stool. Dwight Braxton has been in command throughout, scoring a knockdown. Earlier in the bout, this is round number 5, scheduled for 15. Matthew Saad Muhammad, Gil, said that he was in shape for this one, that he wasn't in top condition for the loss to Braxton when Dwight won the crown from him. He said he was ready. What do you think?
Tim, Muhammad has had a lot of tough fights. Not only in the ring, but also in the gym. In Philadelphia, you have to be the champion of the gym, and they have wars every day. And I'm afraid all of these tough fights have taken a lot out of Matthew Saad. At least that's the way it looks up to this point.
Braxton continually pounding away here in the early going of round 5. Now Muhammad going to the body, but missed that right hand to the head. 8 successful title defenses by Matthew Saad Muhammad before he lost the title to Dwight Braxton. As we said earlier, many of those defenses were all-out wars, particularly that great fight here on CBS against Yaki Lopez in Great Gorge, New Jersey. A little bit of a flurry there by Muhammad pounding to the body, but it looks as though Dwight deciding to take just a little bit of a rest here. He still looks very confident, very fresh.
There was a punch up by Muhammad, and it was effective. That's what his corner told him to do, punch up. But there he went back to that axe-like right hand, which doesn't mean a thing in this fight.
5'6" 3/4", Dwight Braxton, the champion, giving away 5 inches in height, with only 1 inch in reach, and you can see that he just keeps coming forward, and now his jab snapping back the head of Muhammad again. Landing nearly every punch he throws now, Braxton forcing Muhammad back to the ropes once more. Muhammad has been down once in the fight. Good combination by Muhammad coming off the ropes to the head of Braxton.
Well, Tim, he set it up with body punches. It's about time he used them. He hasn't used them all fight.
But Braxton drives him right back again and lands 2 combinations of his own and continues to punch away at will. Good, solid, short right hand scored by Braxton. Well, the best flurry by Muhammad in the fight, all it did was wake up Braxton. It looked like he might have been doing a little resting here in this 5th round. Doing it again now.
Playing possum, Tim, playing possum.
Wild swinging left hand by Matthew. Scheduled for 15 for the WBC Light Heavyweight Championship of the World. We're under 30 seconds to go in the 5th round.
Best round for Muhammad so far, Tim. If you can call it a good round, he's taken more punishment this round, but dished some out for a change.
That's been the difference. He's probably taken as much punishment, but yes, he has at least landed some scoring punches on his own. Final seconds now of round number 5. From the Spectrum in Philadelphia, Dwight Braxton, the champion, in control through 5. There's the bell. A weary-looking Matthew Saad Muhammad, the challenger here, as we begin round 6, and again the champion Braxton waiting for him in the center of the ring. Braxton in blue, Muhammad in red. It's been all Braxton. He scored the only knockdown of the fight.
Tim, in previous fights, Muhammad has always had trouble with cut eyes. In this fight, he's taken a terrible battering, but so far, the eyes have held up. The only signs of the battering have been his nose is bleeding rather heavily.
But he is not sharp. He has not been able to move Braxton at any point in the fight. His best round, Muhammad's best, was in the 5th when it appeared that Braxton was just taking a breather. Of course, people remember that Matthew Saad has won many fights late, but there's been no indication that he's really got anything to damage Braxton. With Braxton has just not let up. He has been truly relentless.
Braxton always looks like he has bad intentions, Tim. He looks like he's always planning to do something very bad to the other guy.
Yeah, I think you could describe that as an evil grin that he wears throughout his bouts. Whether that's what he intends or not, we don't really know. A solid left hook by Muhammad to the body of Braxton. Braxton just keeps coming forward, and a left hand sends Muhammad back to the ropes again. Here's Braxton.
Here's where Braxton operates when he has him on the ropes. Beautiful the way he goes to the head, back to the body, then to the head.
Pouring it on, and the referee Carlos Padilla stepping in to stop the action here, and it's all over. Dwight Braxton has stopped Matthew Saad Muhammad in the 6th round, and the happy champion with his 2nd consecutive victory over Matthew Saad Muhammad, the man from whom he lifted the crown, has stopped him here in the 6th round at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Wendell McCall, Wesley Mouzon, the Braxton handlers all in there enjoying his victory, and a very weary, exhausted-looking Matthew Saad Muhammad being consoled by his trainer, Steve Straits. Let's go back into the round here and see the ending action.
Beautiful combination again by Braxton, and he ended it up with the left hook to bang Muhammad into the ropes. And when he gets you on the ropes, Tim, that's it.
Pounding away and scoring every punch accurately now. Watched closely by Padilla, and Padilla says that is enough. Gil, I don't think he misses a punch here, but of course he's got a standing target and a man in Matthew Saad Muhammad who is really defenseless at this point.
Yes, he is, Tim. And Braxton is a cool customer.
Padilla stepping in, and so there is Dwight Braxton, the Camden buzzsaw, over to lift the challenger Matthew Saad Muhammad with a show of sportsmanship here. But a happy champion has defended his crown for the 2nd time. Dwight Braxton, the WBC light heavyweight champion.
That was a week ago in Philadelphia. A very impressive performance by Braxton. But Matthew, who also is with us, has not lost his sense of humor. As they were walking up here, he said, "You don't want us to fight a 3rd time, do you?" No, we do not, Matthew. But Dwight, your trunks look almost restrictive. They're so long. The knee moved. Why are they so long?
Well,
It's a high leg movement. A lot of fighters look down at your legs, and that's to camouflage it.
Did he camouflage anything, Matthew?
No, sir. No, sir. I don't know why, but he didn't.
Dwight, there are a lot of folks who say that you will never be recognized as the light heavyweight champion of the world until you take on and beat one Michael Spinks. When are you two going to fight?
Michael who?
Michael Spinks. The Spinks Jinx. When are you two going to finally get together?
Well, as soon as he slow down. He's been running, fighting bums. And as soon as he slow down, we sign the contract, we'll fight. He's no problem. Spinks, as I always say, may stink, but he definitely is no jinx.
You have always been almost super confident. We're going to show you a little clip of Michael Spinks in action against Johnson. Now, he, like Matthew, is taller than you are, and he is at the height of his game right now. But you say you can climb inside that without any problem.
Definitely. Look at that body, made to order.
Why is it made to order for you, Dwight?
I can see his ribs at far view. You know I'm going to be able to see him at close view.
Matthew, what do you think about Braxton against young Spinks?
Well, I think that Braxton is a very determined man. He proved to me that he was very determined. He wanted the title more than I did. I wanted the title, but I guess I'm a little more laid back now, more relaxed. But I like to say that Braxton may be more hungry than Michael at this point. Michael, he, like a lot of people were saying, that he lays back in the beginning of the rounds. Braxton comes out like a house is on fire, so you know, I would go along with Braxton.
Dwight, what drives you? As a young man, from the trouble that was in your background, you wound up, unfortunately, in prison for a time. You did not box as a youngster. Is it something to prove to yourself or somebody else?
Well, I learned through my mistakes personally and in and out of the institutions that you have to be sincere, and even when things seem to be going good, I stay sincere and very serious. And going to the gyms is like going to school. And I'm going to take Michael Spinks to school because he hasn't been yet.
You say he had more determination than you did, Matthew.
Yes.
That would mean that you should retire from boxing if you don't have that determination anymore.
I am still thinking and taking very deep in consideration of my retirement. I have talked it over with my wife, and we're still talking, I'm more content now. I'm a little bit laid back,
She has to want you to quit. I can't imagine a woman wanting to see any husband staying away.
She does. And, but, I don't know. I have to really, it's only been about a week and a half.
The money is still there, obviously.
Yeah.
There is a cruiserweight division that would allow you to move up a few pounds away from the Braxtons and the Spinks. You had trouble meeting the weight the first time. Could you do that?
I wouldn't want to. My place is the lightweight division. I can make 175 now, I'm quite sure. Perhaps if I do continue in boxing, I think in the lightweight division, people would miss me, And I don't know. I'm still thinking about, retiring. It's more on retirement than staying in the ring.
Finally, Dwight, how many more times will you fight before you get in the ring against Michael?
Well, my plans are to honor my contract with Mr. Murad Muhammad for one more time, and then me and Michael and his
First part of next year, you can see that fight happening. Is that right?
Right, around the spring.
Around the spring sometime. All right. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
And congratulations to the champion again. And coming up here on CBS Sports Sunday, a look at cocaine abuse in the National Football League. The NFL's highs